Alright, what's up everyone? Got another review here for Scary Movie 2026. The Wayans brothers got the rights back to Scary Movie after being outed after the first two movies by Weinstein, I believe. 1 and 2 are obviously classics. 3, 4, and 5. I don't think I've seen 5. I think I've seen 3 and 4, or at least I've seen bits from those movies. Anyway, yeah, the main four are back: Marlon Wayans, Shawn Wayans, Anna Faris, and Regina Hall. This movie isn't directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans, who did the originals. It's directed by Michael Titties. I know that's not how you say his name, but I'm gonna say that just because the movie wasn't very good. And Michael Titties, he directed A Haunted House, Haunted House 2, some other spoof movies that he did with the Wayans brothers. And overall, it wasn't a very good movie. You know, there were some funny bits. I think like the opening and a little bit of the ending was good. Because like the originals, there was like a set storyline and then parody within that. But this movie, it was more like there was some story and then like skit, story, skit. So it was just a mishmash of a bunch of like ideas I'm guessing they had over the last like 20 years of not doing the scary movies. You know, they're all good at, you know, getting back into their characters from the originals. You know, you still feel that sense of like ignorance and silliness from them. There's like a new cast of like younger people. You know, it's kind of making fun of the Scream reboot, or it is making fun of the Scream, you know, the new Scream movies like 5 through 7, where there's like younger, like the younger crowd coming in, taking over, bringing back some of the legacy characters. And the girl they got to play Cindy's daughter, I thought was actually pretty good. Just like her mannerisms and the way she spoke was very similar to Anna Faris. So I thought they did a good job on that part. Other than like a few parts, I didn't really laugh, at least not out loud. A lot of it was just me going, that's dumb. Just the whole time. And I know that's the point, like that's just what they do. The Wayans brothers is what they do. Some of their comedy is just it's just over the top and ridiculous in these movies. But again, like the original, there was this, you know, there was a thorough storyline and then parody mixed within. But yeah, this more felt like just like a bunch of skits mashed together. And some of them were funny. You know, there was a musical sequence in there that really surprised me because I was like, I don't know how they managed to pull that off, considering it's parodying like a children's movie essentially. And I guess that's one of the things. Like they're like, we're gonna offend everybody. Every line will be crossed. And I was like, it was pretty tame offensive. You know, there was like some Epstein Files jokes and like ice and stuff like that. But overall, it was pretty on par with like the originals. You know, there wasn't really anything that I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, the Wayans brothers are gonna get canceled for this one. I mean, I think the best part of the movie is just that they got the property back, and I was thinking, hopefully after this one, because this is kind of just like it's like a comeback tour essentially, basically doing the L dance on, you know, the Weinsteins and whatnot. I'm hoping in the next one, since they got that out of the way, they'll make maybe a more cohesive scary movie sequel. Especially like with the way the movie ends. You know, some characters get taken out, and then it's back to just, you know, back to the OGs. Hopefully that sets up a better sequel. And there are a lot of like, because I know the first movie came out in like 2000, so a lot of the people who saw it in the theaters are now in their like 40s, maybe 50s. And a lot of the jokes were definitely leaning more towards like Gen Z, you know, like kids being like 6, 7, and bringing on a certain streamer that has a very younger skewed audience. So I think a lot of like the older generation might be watching this going, oh my god, like, oh, like I hear my kids saying this crap all the time, and I feel like it might be kind of annoying. Again, I guess they're just trying to bridge the gap between generations. But I was born in 2000, so I was like the middle of Gen Z, and I've seen these movies. Like I saw them a long time ago. So I feel like they didn't really need to lean that heavily into the younger audience, because again, most of the fan base is like 30, 40 or older, or like were grew up in the same era that I did. And your parents let you just watch like whatever you wanted. Overall, I think it was enjoyable to watch. You know, like you see it with a packed crowd, you know, a bunch of people are going to be laughing, and it might bring the enjoyment up. But I feel like if I was like watching it by myself in like my room or something, I wouldn't like not be enjoying it. Towards the end, it's only an hour and a half movie, but towards the end, I was like looking at my phone. I was like, is this almost over? So that's not a good sign for a barely 90-minute movie. I'd probably give this movie like a 5 out of 10. It was enjoyable enough to sit through for the most part, but overall as a movie, it wasn't very good. A lot of the jokes didn't really land. Again, it just felt like more of like a comeback tour, which is good, but also in terms of making an actual movie, or at least a spoof movie, especially after watching Naked Gun, which was a really good spoof movie. I'm also just happy that the Wayans brothers got the rights to this back, and hopefully the sequel will be way better now that they've got their, their flex and their L dancing out of the way. And yeah, so let me know down below. Did you see Scary Movie 2026? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.